have completed the internal structure of dicot and monocot stem. Today we shall start the internal structure of dicot root and monocot root. But before starting the this new chapter, first of all we should see the differentiation between the internal structure of dicot stem and dicot and monocot stem. Today we shall see the difference between the monocot and dicot stems internal structure. Internal structures of monocot and dicot stems difference. Let us see what are the differences between the internal structure of dicot and monocot stems. The first difference is about the hypodermis. First write here dicot, here write monocot. So the first difference is about hypodermis. Hypodermis. Here in dicot, it is of pollen-chimatous type. Pollen-chimatous type. Whereas in the monocot, it is sclerenchymatous type. Sclerenchymatous type. The second difference is about the general cortex. General cortex. Here in the dicot, the general cortex is of few layer of parenchymatous cells. That is the few layers of parenchyma. Here it is the continuous mass of parenchyma up to the center. It is the continuous mass of parenchyma up to the center. So that second difference is about the general cortex. Here in the dicot, it is a few layers of parenchyma, and here in the monocot, it is the continuous mass of parenchyma up to the center. The third difference is about the endodermis. Endodermis. Here in the endodermis, it is of wavy shape. Wavy structure. Here in the monocot, it is not found. Endodermis is not differentiated, as we have seen in the TS of maize stem. Endodermis is not differentiated. Endodermis is not differentiated. Next is the medullary ray. Next is the pericycle. Here it is of parenchyma and sometimes of sclerenchyma. Parenchyma and sometime of sclerenchyma. Here in the dicot stem. But here there is no differentiation between the endodermis pericycle, and so it is of no means. The fifth is the medullary ray. Medullary ray. As we have studied that these are the cells which are found between the strip of vascular bundles and in between the vascular bundles. So here the medullary rays are found. Medullary rays are found, and they are of parenchymatous nature. Parenchymatous. Here medullary is not marked out. Medullary rays are not clearly differentiated. Medullary rays are not marked out. Next is the vascular bundle. Vascular bundle. Here in the vascular bundle, it is in the dicot stem. The vascular bundles are conjoint, collateral, and open. Here it is conjoint, it is also collateral, but it is not open, means cambium is not found. So the dicot stem performs the act of secondary growth, whereas the monocot stem do not have secondary growth. Here the phloem parenchyma is present. Phloem parenchyma is found. But in the monocot it is absent. The shape of vascular bundle in dicot stem is wedge shape. Like this. This is so arranged that they can also give mechanical strength to the dicot stem. Here such type of arrangement is not found, and it is oval, like egg, oval. Here in the dicot stem, bundle sheath is not found. Bundle sheath is not found. But in the monocot stem, there is a covering, a membranous covering around the vascular bundle, which is of sclerenchymatous fiber, and it is known as the bundle sheath. So these are the differentiations between the internal structures of dicot and monocot stem. Sometimes the question may be asked that what are differences between the dicot and monocot stem, and then you have to answer like this by putting the column one side the dicot, the other side the monocot, and here are the different characters, and each column you have to write the character of, in first column you have to write the character of dicot stem, in second column you have to write the character of monocot stem. So this is the difference between the two. In the next we have to study the internal structures of the roots of dicot and monocot. Difference between the internal structure of roots of dicot and monocot plants. What is the peculiar character of internal structures? We see in this lecture. When we cut the section of dicot root and see it under the compound microscope, by after the coloration, putting it on the slides, then first we see the outermost layer, that is known as epiblema. First of all, we are studying the dicot root. The dicot root. In the dicot root, when we see the section, then we will find the outermost layer, that is known as the epiblema. It is of single layered, and it is also known as piliferous layer. Piliferous layer. So epiblema is also known as the piliferous layer, and root hairs project from this layer. Root hairs come out through this layer. So as we know that the root hairs of the root, either of dicot or monocot, they are unicellular. So unicellular hairs are found here. And the second is the cortex. Just below the epiblema, there is the mass of cells, that is known as cortex, and it is of many layered and of parenchymatous nature. Parenchymatous nature means the cell wall is thin, made up of cellulose, so it is called parenchymatous. But the older cortical cells, means the cortical cells of older root of dicots, they are the outer layers of the cortex gets cutinized. Means there is the extra deposition of cutin, that is, so it is known as cutinized, and hence it performs the duty of protection, and it is known as protective layer. and this protective layer in the older roots of dicot is known as exodermis. Exodermis. So the layers of the cortex in the older stem of dicot root gets cutinized and they are termed as the exodermis, and their function is the protection. The next is the endodermis. Endodermis. It is the last layer of the cortex and its cells are barrel shaped. Barrel shaped means like barrels. These are the barrels, like barrels. Barrel shaped. And these are the, here intercellular spaces are not found. Intercellular spaces are not found, means there is no space between the cells and hence intercellular spaces are here not found, and their wall sometimes become lignified, sometimes lignified means there is the deposition of lignin when they become old, and they may contain a starch grain. They may contain a starch grain. A starch grain. The cell of the endodermis near the protoxylem are thin layer. As in the you see that inside the endodermis there is the arrangement of vascular bundle. Xylem is on the another xylem is at the another radius and the phloem is at the another radius, and here the protoxylem is towards the endodermis and the metaxylem is towards the center, and such type of arrangement is termed as the exarch type of arrangement. So the cells of the endodermis which is near the protoxylem means just abutted with the endodermis is the protoxylem. So the cells near the protoxylem is of thin layered. These cells are of thin layered, and these cells makes passage cells. Then what are the passage cells? When we read the physiology, you will find that these passage cells, the water enters through the by the root, absorbed by the root, enters in the cortical region, and by the difference of osmotic pressure of the cells of the cortical region, it finally goes to the xylem, and these cells, passage cells, helps the water to enter into the xylem. So they are known as the passage cells. The next is the pericycle. What is the pericycle? The pericycle is one layered thick parenchymatous cells. One layered thick parenchymatous cells. So these are the parenchymatous and are known as the pericycle. its cells are thin layered. The parenchymatous tissue in between the xylem and phloem are called conjunctive tissue. So, as I have said, that the position of the xylem and phloem in the root of dicot is at different radii. So here is phloem, these are the xylems, and the cells of pericycle between these two xylem and phloem forms is called what it is known as the conjunctive tissue. Then come to the vascular bundle. Vascular bundle. Vascular bundle bundles. Here in the dicot root, the vascular bundles are radially arranged. Means the xylem and phloem are situated on different radii, and xylem is exarch. Exarch means the protoxylem is found towards the pericycle or endodermis, and the metaxylem towards the center. So this is known as the exarch xylem. Next is the number of vascular bundle in dicot root is number of vascular bundle in dicot root is from 2 to 5, but sometimes more than 5, more than 5 also. The pith, next is the pith, and the pith in the dicot root, it is the central core of the root, and it is narrow. In the dicot root, it is narrow and made up of parenchyma. So this is all about the internal structure of the dicot root. So let us see the topographical structure. First of all, the outermost layer is the epiblema. It is known as the epiblema. And unicellular root hairs comes out from this. And the next is the layer of cortex. In older stem, the outer layers get scrutinized. So these are the layers of the cortex. These are the layers of I am sketching. These are the layers of cortex. These are of parenchymatous in nature, cortex. And the next is the barrel sepate cells, that is the endodermis. That is the barrel sepate cells. without intercellular spaces. This is known as the endodermis. The next layer here is the pericycle. And on different radii, vascular bundles are found. This is protoxylem. This is metaxylem. This is protoxylem. This is metaxylem. This is protoxylem. This is metaxylem. Here also, this is protoxylem. This is metaxylem. So the xylems are situated on different radii, and this is the group of cells known as the phloem at different radii. Phloem. The cells of phloem are here situated. Phloem. Here is the metaxylem. Here is protoxylem. So the arrangement is zigzag, and these are the cells, the portion of endodermis and pericycle, and in between them there are many cells which forms these cells are known as conjunctive tissue between the two group of cells, xylem and phloem. So this is the topographical structure of dicot root. Here there is the cells of conjunctive tissue, and just above this, below the pericycle and just above the protoxylem, they are found the group of cells which make the passage cells, which help in the conduction of water. So this is the typical dicot root TS. The example is gram, e.g. gram, TS of root. So this is all about the dicot root, and when we meet in the next class, we will see the internal structure of the monocot root, and later on we shall see their differentiations. So the class is now complete. Thank you very much.